You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, pet parents. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh, wait till you hear what I have coming up. This is all about how do you get that finicky dog or cat to eat. And this product is not quite like anything out there right now. You're going to want to hear about this. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Petco, where the pets go. Petco, where the pets go.
Pet Life Radio has tail-wagging, fur-flying, fabulous deals for our listeners from Petco. Get $6 off your order of $60 or more and up to 40% off the entire Petco site. That's right, but that's not all. Because you're a Pet Life Radio listener, you'll also get free shipping on your order of $49 or more. $6 off, up to 40% off, and free shipping from Pet Life Radio and Petco. To get these awesome deals, go to PetcoDeals.com. That's PetcoDeals.com.
Petco, where the pets go.
I'm not much of a reader, but I do wish I were more well-read.
There are so many great books coming out. I wish I could find a way to keep up.
Audible.com makes it easy to stay well-informed and catch up on your reading simply by listening. Audiobooks from Audible turn downtime into uptime. You'll be more productive and become well-read.
Now I'm able to catch up on all the great books I've been wanting to read.
With Audible, I feel smarter.
Pet Life Radio listeners, try Audible.com now and get your first 30 days of Audible Listener Gold membership plan free. And get a free audiobook. Choose from over 100,000 titles. To get this great deal, go to audibledeals.com. That's audibledeals.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, pet parents. Welcome back. I'd like to introduce Anthony Bennie. He's the president and founder of Clear Conscience Pets. Welcome, Anthony.
Good morning, Michelle.
I'm so excited to have you on. You have some great items with Clear Conscience. First of all, can you tell our listeners, what is Clear Conscience Pets?
Well, Clear Conscience Pet is the company that myself and my wife Amanda started 2 years ago to take 20 years of experience that we've had in the pet food and pet nutrition industries, both in retail and manufacturing, and to create a company that would really reflect all the best possible practices in nutrition that we've learned over the years, and also to bring a special attitude of caring towards creating treats and food enhancement products. And that standpoint is that we want to have the philosophy that has to be great for the animal, but also that we want to responsibly source our products. So we buy from, American family farmers. We only use ingredients that are, at the ultra highest quality, human grade. A lot of times when we buy from suppliers, they say we're pickier than their human food customers, and we're proud of that. So Clear Conscience Pet is based on an attitude that we want our customers to feel super comfortable that everything that we sell has been put through the most rigorous test of nutrition, source quality, and ethical sourcing as well. So that's kind of the little sphere that we try to operate in, is an ethical and highly conscious company about what it means to have a clear conscience about feeding your animals.
Now, Clear Conscience Pet, how long have you folks been around?
Well, the company started in early 2010, so we're right about at the 2-year mark or so.
You talked about a couple of your products, the SuperGravy and the treats and the chews. Let's talk for a minute about the SuperGravy, because that is really a unique product. I tried it on, my listeners know I have my main testers, Nikki and Mr. Z. One's picky, one's not. And the picky one is a larger dog with what I say the palate of a little finicky dog. He's really, really picky. If it gets past him, if he likes it, then I know it's a winner, and just about any dog with a picky palate's going to love it, because I've never seen a dog so picky that was a 40-pound dog, it shocks me. But I tried the SuperGravy and Foo was gone. It was just gone so fast. He loved it.
That's great. We love hearing that, and that's the result honestly, 98, 99% of the time with dogs. With cats, we're probably at the 80% plus ratio of acceptance. Cats are a little pickier, as people tend to understand, than dogs. But it just works on such an intuitive level with the dog. It kind of reaches their instincts through their nose. And so thank you for trying it with your dog and for giving me that great report. Yeah, the SuperGravy was really an answer to a question that comes up many, many times, especially when you've been involved in the natural pet nutrition industry, as I have for so many years. And it's that animals just get either a fatigue factor with certain foods that they eat and get bored, or in more serious situations, we have animals that are sick and fighting various challenges to their health, and that can tend to decrease their appetite. And also, older animals, as their age advances, sometimes get a little less interested in their food. So there's so many situations where people over the years have said to me, geez, I love, the food that I'm using is very nutritious, but I'm having trouble getting my dog or cat to eat it. So what I did was I said, what's the key here? And the key is to excite the animal's instincts without creating a product that is going to add a lot of calories or fat or disrupt the diet, so that someone could choose the diet that is best for their animal, but yet then enhance it. And that's what SuperGravy is, and it's made from natural roasted organ meats, such as heart and liver, which might sound a little gross, but of course it's not at all. It's the most highly nutritious part of meats for dogs and cats, because it has more vitamins and minerals than your standard, regular cuts of meat. So also there's an intuitive response there, because as we know, our dogs and cats are predators. We forget that sometimes because they're so cuddly and wonderful, but their instincts are predatory, and in the wild, the first thing that they go for is the organs when they catch prey. And so, I don't know if your listeners are comfortable with this discussion, but it's just the reality of the fact that our animals are carnivores. So what I wanted to do is create a product that speaks to that instinct. And then, of course, we balance it with dried vegetables, and this is a dry mix, so it's really cool because you get a pouch that is 30 servings, and you add the water at home, and that's what makes it such a convenient product and also more economical than buying a product that's pre-mixed. So we tried to really make it a great, easy-to-use product and also earth-friendly, because instead of having a bunch of containers full of water, we have the essence of what makes the product work in the bag.
Yeah, I want to add to that. A lot of times when my listeners are hearing SuperGravy and they think, oh, it's some spray thing or it's a bunch of cans that I have to deal with and it's another big bulky thing. This is a small pouch. It's not something bulky or heavy or huge or difficult to deal with for my listeners that live in small places. But it has, like you said, there's a lot of servings in this pouch, and it's very easy to deal with. You just mix it with water and put it on the food, right, Anthony?
Yeah, a lot of our customers prefer putting it right from the scoop, and we actually include a scoop in the bag to make it really easy for folks to know how much to use. And certainly people can vary to their taste, and that's fine. But by putting a scoop in there, we give people a reference point. And most of the time, and we have a really cool video on our website, or you could just Google Pet Food Magic in 1 minute is the kind of little cute title that we came up with for it. And it shows it's actually about 1 minute and 10 seconds, so it's a really fast video. And it shows mixing the SuperGravy and basically putting the granular mix right on top of the dry food, then adding water. Warm water works well because it activates the flavor a little bit more than cold water. And then you just stir it in the bowl. And now, for those who have households with lots of pets, several dogs or several dogs and cats, then sometimes it's convenient to mix it in a bowl and just kind of, make a nice mixture and then spread it among the different bowls of the animals that you're feeding. We have shelters and rescue folks who love the product, so they'll tend to make up a bigger batch because they're feeding a lot of animals, and especially animals under stress for rescue and in shelters, it just really helps to keep them nourished because it keeps them excited about their food. So we're really, we support rescue groups as much as we can, and anyone in that environment who wants to contact us, we always try to give a special little discount if they're a legitimate rescue and they get a hold of us. So we want to really help the community with the product as well.
Now, I also want to get back to, we were talking about a great product to use for animals that are, that get fatigued with their food, or in my case, I have a picky cat who is now on special food since he has, common ailment, urinary infection, which is very common among cats, especially male cats. And this could, now, listeners, you have to check with your vets, because you always have to check with your vets. But this could be a nice way to take a food that they've been eating for months or years, because we know how picky cats are, and kind of excite the food a little bit. It's not going to add any, heavy grain to the food, or like you said, Anthony, fats or calories. It just will add a little bit of extra flavor. But definitely check with your vets first. And it is the same, the SuperGravy is for dogs and cats. Is that correct?
Yes, we formulated the product so it would be really effective for both dogs and cats. And we even have some ferret people who have told us that they've used the product with success. So ferrets, dogs, and cats all have something in common to varying degrees. They're all carnivores, so it's a great formula for any carnivore. I'm sure it would work for larger animals and in the zoo and stuff as well. We may need to make a big formula for the really big animals, but it's only for the scoop size serving that we recommend for a larger dog, and you can use less for smaller dogs and cats. It's only 4 grams of protein, 20 calories, and 1 gram of fat. So it's a really very minimal impact on the diet. And we've had so many people say, gosh, I was put on this prescription diet, and there's a lot of them for different situations that veterinarians will use, but my animal won't eat it or is reluctant to eat it. And we say, check with the vet, of course, as you just said, Michelle. It's great advice. Never do something that's involved in treatment and change things, but it has such a minimal impact on the diet in terms of calories, fat, and other nutrients that are being added that the veterinarians that we've worked with have all been very comfortable with using it, and that'll help the animal to enjoy that food more while they're doing it. And another aspect that's really important, if I can throw it in, is hydration. And when I talk about hydration, I don't mean just having water available for your dog or cat, because, of course, all of us know that we have to have fresh water all the time available for our companion animals. But over the years of my nutritional practice and efforts, I've really come to feel as if doing dry food without hydrating it is not optimal for the animal's digestion or ability to use that food. So I don't recommend using dry food alone. I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad for an animal, but I know that it's superior in terms of how the animal can digest their food if it's a little bit hydrated. So SuperGravy is a really cool way to do that, because what it does is, instead of just putting water into kibble, which kind of just lays there because kibble is designed to be hard and to resist water, the SuperGravy binds the water to the kibble so that the water will start to actually, by osmosis, start to soften the kibble a little bit. And now you have a dry, hard meal that turns into something that's luscious, with a wonderful flavor and aroma, with the brown gravy coating. It's not a thick, gloppy gravy. When you mix it with water, it turns into more of an au jus style. And now you're doing something really positive for your animal as well. And that can help to prevent urinary problems in some cases, because sometimes the problem is that the animal is not getting enough liquid intake with their food. So it's a great thing to remember, even if you don't use my product. And, we know not everyone's going to use our product. Consider hydrating your dry food, and I think that you'll find that you have a very positive result in terms of your animal's digestion, and especially animals that are having digestive problems. One of the first things I recommend is get that dry food moist so that the animal is consuming it in a way that's more gentle on their stomach.
That's very good information. I'm sure my listeners are really excited about SuperGravy. Where can they find the product? And another thing, SuperGravy sounds like it's going to be really expensive. How much is it?
Well, shockingly, we've really tried to make it so affordable because I just think it's a product that so many people could benefit by. So, we're a small family-owned company, but we have tried very hard to work with the best possible suppliers, and we're able to get the product into the consumer's hand, depending on where you buy it, at somewhere around, for a large dog, less than about 35, 37 cents a day. So the pouch that we sent you, Michelle, to try, and again, thank you so much for trying it, would generally sell for $10 to $12, and that's a minimum of 30 servings, and for smaller dogs and cats, you could stretch it much further. So if you look at it that way, it's about 40 cents a day. Compare that to using canned food, and a lot of dog families, and that's another thing that motivated me to make the product, they buy the canned food along with the dry because their dogs don't like the dry by itself, and they're doing that positive thing. They're hydrating the food using canned food, but think about it. You're paying for 80% water in that can. You're paying to ship water all over the country and in warehouses and out of warehouses, and you're paying for that weight. So the SuperGravy replaces the can as a way to get your dog to eat their dry food, and it does so in a way that is about a third of the cost on average of using canned food to so-called doctor up your dry food. So think about it. You're saving all that impact on the environment. Instead of 30 little cans, you have 30 servings of SuperGravy in one little pouch. So if you have that image in your mind, 30 cans versus one pouch, 30 cans for $30 versus one pouch for about $10 to $12, it's kind of a no-brainer. And the best place to buy the product, there's several options. You can go to clearconsciencepet.com, and we actually will offer your listeners a code, RADIO, that's simple to remember, and that will give 20% off on first order. And also we're on Amazon.com. Just search SuperGravy on Amazon. And, of course, we do have a locator on our website for retail stores that carry the product as well, if you happen to be in an area that might have it. So, we have several options there, and we always welcome inquiries. You send us an email to info@clearconsciencepet.com. That's conscience, CONSCIENCE. And we answer all of our email, either myself, my lovely wife and co-founder, Amanda, or one of our associates will get back to everyone that contacts us. We're very, very proactive, and we love communicating with our customers and hearing your stories and what you do.
Thank you so much for that information. Listeners, it's a nice size pouch, and that's a great price. I wasn't sure what the price was, and I thought it was going to be a lot higher than that. And it's very, very, as you said, Anthony, very economical when you compare the cost of canned to dry. And a lot of people just are buying the, can to doctor up the dry food. So it's a great alternative, listeners. SuperGravy, and you can find out more information posted on this segment. That will be a link to the website as well as picture of the product and a blurb about Clear Conscious Pet products. Speaking of that, Anthony, there's a couple more products that Clear Conscious Pet has. Isn't that correct?
Yes, the company, when we started the company, we wanted to try to really change the treat part of the industry because we had worked in the food side for a long time with different companies, and I don't really need to mention, but all really high-quality companies. And we felt as if it was time to address the treat part of the diet, which I felt was a little bit shaky. A lot of people have gone to better foods, but then they're still using treats that are really full of grains and glutens and sometimes additives like glycerins and stuff like that. So what we did was formulate a line of treats under the Clear Conscience brand name, and they're made all from family-farmed, American sources only, and made here in the USA. All of our products are made in the USA at the artisan level of quality. And so we have a line of treats, and they include some great liver treats. We have a product called Airy Bites, which is a cube of lamb coated with organic vegetables, which is really, really great product. We have a line of gluten and grain-free cookies called Crunchers, and that's for those who want a really mellow cookie for dogs, especially with allergies or that just need a gluten-free diet. We don't do grains or glutens in anything that we make, nor any chemical preservatives, colors, flavors, no GMO ingredients, no hormones, steroids, antibiotics, so we're extremely strict with our sourcing. But the result is that the products are great. They're really, the response from the animals is just remarkable. So we also have a new line coming out in the next couple of weeks that we're really excited about called Sliders. And that is a Clear Conscience Pet trademark in the pet food industry, and it's going to be a line of tender treats, but without any of the chemicals that are usually associated with moist treats. So we'd love you to keep an eye out for that one, because the response to that product, we just came back from a trade show, and people were just going bonkers for this product, because it's like a little piece of filet mignon, but it's just a simple formula with natural beef, dried vegetables, flaxseed, and that's it. It's a product that it took me 2 years and lots of investment to make, but I wanted to make a moist treat that would really change the way people look at moist treats, and make a product that's not gummy or fake, but really feels like you have just a nice little chunk of nice tender meat in your hand. And wow, the response has just been remarkable to all of our test feeding. When I say test feeding, by the way, that means giving it to our friends, sending it to our existing customers. We don't do any kind of so-called, testing and animal testing format. It's all just about sharing our products as we make them with others and getting good response. So if you go to clearconsciencepet.com, we're going to have exciting announcements as to the actual release of the product. And, we really just pride ourselves on always putting the animals' needs first, and we try to keep our products affordable. Almost everything that we sell retails for under $10, and the SuperGravy is between $10 and $12. And, we want the products to be accessible. We want the products to be the best in their category. And we've been, very flattered and humbled to have won 2 industry awards in the last year. One is the Pet Product News Editor's Choice Award, and one is the Pet Age Green Spirit Award for our sourcing and our methods and our products. And we've also been nominated for a 3rd award for SuperGravy by the Supply Side Ingredients Show, and that's for our use of natural ingredients to make a great product for animals. So we've been really blessed with the attention that we've received, but we have a lot of hard work ahead of us, because there's tons of folks out there who haven't heard of us, and that's why it's so kind of you to give us the opportunity to tell our story.
Well, I'm very excited to have you on the show, and I'm excited for my listeners to find out about all of the Clear Conscience Pet items. And listeners, you could find out more on this segment of this episode. Go to Best Bets for Pets on PetLifeRadio.com, and you'll see information on Clear Conscious Pets. You'll see the code RADIO for 20% off your first order. And you can find out a little bit more about Clear Conscious Pet and see a picture of the product. Thank you, Anthony, so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets.
Thank you very much, Michelle, for the opportunity. And I really appreciate your sharing your wonderful group of listeners with us today. And please don't ever hesitate to get a hold of us or to have your listeners contact us directly with any questions or concerns they may have. Like I said, we answer every email. So thank you again very, very much for your kindness and for your gracious hospitality.
Thank you. And listeners, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'd like to also thank my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound great, and my crew, Nikki, Mr. Z, and Dennis, for trying all these wonderful products. They really like Clear Conscious Pet products. They love the gravy and the treats. And a huge thank you to all of my listeners and pet parents and their fur kids that listen to Best Bets for Pets on Pet Life Radio.
Let's talk pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.